Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Commando Green here, back in Arma 3. We've been playing Arma 3 and Arma Reforger a little bit recently, so I thought I'd kind of check out this mission that I worked on quite a few years back now to see if I can access it. And before I lose it completely and not be able to access it, I thought I'd make a quick video. So essentially, JSOC, as you can see there, welcome to the home of JSOC. A few years back, myself and a few others were trying to create a community on Arma 3 where it was like a Milsim community, which kind of role-played a special operations unit, essentially, in Arma. As you can see there, you've got some familiar logos there. As you can see, the Ranger, the Airborne, stuff like that is quite familiar. Joint Task Force top left. Actually, we kind of renamed it to JSOC, which is what sort of our name was. And you'll see a few logos and lots of images around the map, which I'll explain as we go around, stuff I've designed. But unfortunately, the community didn't go ahead. Life got pretty busy, and just wasn't able to, you know, complete essentially the community completely to get it out there for people to join. There's a few videos going around for trailers for me to get it started, but unfortunately we didn't get to the release, unfortunately. But the training base is what this place is. As I'll go around what I built at the time, essentially I was in charge of pretty much like most of the media, building the map and stuff like that. And so hopefully maybe in the future I can come along and probably build something new, another new community. Lots of similar lines to this, more towards like the Commando side of things. Quite interesting. So if you guys are interested in that, something to do with Arma or any sort of maybe Arma Reforger, let me know. Maybe hopefully the guy who was working with this, Mr. Jonas Blaine, hopefully maybe he might come back and do something as well. And there's a few other individuals which you'll see around the map. You can see his name. If there are people who are interested, maybe go back into this sort of Arma 3 community making or Arma Reforged potentially. Might be quite interesting to see, because I'm still very interested in doing something along these lines to do in my spare time. So we'll jump on the map, back to my character, and we'll walk around the map. Right, we are now in the map. As you can see, got my little character here. So we'll go up to the home of JSOC symbol here, as you can see. So we've got Joint Special Operations Command there, which is essentially what the name of the community was. A training recruitment command. Essentially, this is going to be obviously the training center for all people who join JSOC. I'm going to go through a pipeline, a training pipeline, which we'll go and have a look in a second. So pretty much all these signs are made in Photoshop that I put in the game, and I'll go around the game and explain everything that we see. So here's the main entrance to the camp. It's called Camp Victory. This was called, and we'll go across it. So as you can see, it was built on 29 Palms. Everything you see was built in Editor. I will show you that in a minute, how everything's split down to all the individual objects. It took quite a while to get to this stage. So it's quite interesting. So you see what JSOC HQ, Medical Center, Ground Operations HQ, Trainee Accommodation, JSOC Hall, Armory, Vehicle Repair, Fuel Station, Vehicle Depot, Aviation HQ, Rotary Aircraft, and at the back we have Fixed Wing Aircraft. Further afield in the rest of the map, we have the A319 Hostage Rescue Training Center, which is an aircraft. Over here, the firing range, different type of firing ranges. We'll have a look at that as well. Also, we have the Mount Village kill houses over here. And finally, in this corner here, we have the Foreign Weapons Familiarization Display. Essentially, all these will be used for different training pipelines and training throughout the pipeline that was set up for people who join the community. So, essentially, this would have been a Milsim role-playing military community, essentially. So you see a lot of times you got an Arma 3, you got Milsimmers who literally go on operation and do a mission, and that's it. That's all they really do. And then you got these city life as well in Arma 3, where people like, you know, role play being police officers. But we wanted like a mix. We wanted this to be the location in which you come on as actually some sort of military role playing, essentially. So there's, you can see you've got the speed signs here on the map. You've got security to go through. It's got to give me a little wave there, nice, as I come in. So this is like the guard checkpoint here. As you can see, these vehicles as well, I designed these on Photoshop once again, and essentially just extracted the skins and put them back in. You see what Camp Victory there. So these are just some standard police mods you can find on Arma 3 Workshop. We just reskinned them and put them in. Most of the skinning, pretty much all the skins, and all essentially, pretty much everything you see, more or less, I put together. Obviously, with the rest of the guys, essentially we worked together to try and put ideas together. But most of the editing was done by myself. But there was a lot more done, which unfortunately we can't really see because that was obviously removed in the past, unfortunately. So, go into the actual base now. We'll run up here. So essentially, you'd spawn in as let's say you're a fresh recruit. You start at the training accommodation, and you'll be assigned to go to wherever your meeting location would have been, probably the JSOC Hall area where you'll probably have your first parade. And then go from the ground operations training team. We'll start putting you through the training pipeline. Essentially, that will be the plan. So there's multiple locations throughout the map where training actually happens, which we shall go through every single step. So here is the JSOC headquarters. This is going to be a location where the hierarchy individuals work, where intelligence happens for planning operations in the future. So everything would actually probably be happening in-game the best it possibly can be, to make it, a role-playing community as well as a Milsim, which is pretty cool. So down there with the ground operations and the training accommodation, we'll go there shortly. Here is the medical centre, and we will start off with the HQ actually. We'll go around the side. We'll go around the side door. You can see we can get through here. We can get in these back gates here, which have vehicles, and we'll have a look at that as well. But we'll make our way around to the front of the building. So this is just the entrance into the essentially the vehicle bay. Let's have a look. I don't know if I can access it. I might be able to. Yep, we can. Let's just go in here quick. You can see some more police vehicles. Essentially, so we need actually a password and key to get into it, which we haven't actually got at the moment. So this area would have been essentially for the camp guards, as you can see. So when people come in, they join the military police role within this community. That is essentially what they'll be in charge of. But mostly it'll be made armed or manned by AI. But essentially that's where they live in the actual HQ security, which makes kind of sense. Alright, so this is the HQ. So the headquarters would be a location of which all the high-rank individuals, such as myself, and other officers would be going essentially to plan operations, do meetings and stuff like that. And this will all be done probably in game, to keep that realism. Be pretty exciting. As you can see, JSOC headquarters there. So as you can see, at the time there's only one branch essentially, which was the first detachment. And probably don't have any badges, unfortunately. I think we lost them all. Only thing I've got left is a save file, which is kind of interesting. We'll probably see some more pictures in front of the map. As you can see, all these flags set up as well. So this is actually called a SOCOM headquarters, Special Operations Command, which is the structure of which we wanted to follow. You can see we've got guard security here. It's pretty cool. Ignore these guys here. That's just individuals you'd spawn in on multiplayer. So they would actually be invisible if it was a multiplayer mission, but it's not. We're just testing it out. So here we go, JSOC headquarters. We got the command officer, which was Colonel J. Blaine at the time. So you see we've got some other individuals here: Aviation Commander, Intelligence Chief, Operations Chief, Ground Commander. So these are the sort of information. These positions would have been filled properly out. Command Sergeant Major, Executive Officer. That's the structure that we wanted to follow. That was decided between us. Training and Recruitment Command. So this would obviously be the people in charge of recruiting individuals into the community, and obviously then training them through the pipeline to then be available to go out into operations, which is, you kind of see most Milsims do that sort of system. You train them up, once they're trained to what you want them to be, and then you go out on the ground, so they know what we're doing. So aerospace school staff, so you got obviously the instructors there, someone will be in charge of this. These will be obviously be filled by individuals. Obviously we only got one photo there, Blaine, obviously, but at the time I was needed to work on some more editing, which we didn't get around to, unfortunately. But these will all be filled. Hopefully in the future we can get around to making another community similar to this, using a similar map, with the role-playing. Be quite interesting. Some Joint Special Risk Command badges up there. So as you can see, we'll go down this other end. There's another one over there down the end. It's pretty cool. So the best place in this building, using the courthouse we did mod, we kind of changed the actual courtroom to a command center, as you can see. It's the first time we're seeing this. So essentially what our idea was to try and have these computers set up with information for people coming in here. So essentially the game masters such as myself, Lieutenant Blaine, and a few other individuals would obviously plan operations, and then would come in here and brief the officers who would obviously join the community, and would brief them the mission, what's going to happen in the operations, and then we debriefs in here, and it's actually pretty interesting to see people coming in here. So it makes it quite fun. It makes a proper role-playing military community. As you can see, we've got lots of flags here. Some guys are not fully sat down properly. This guy's in the floor. Obviously, it's been a while since I've actually been in this mission. So we've got some Russian officer here as well. It's quite interesting. And some, I don't know who this guy's got an armband on there. Some sort of security. Bohemian Interactive, apparently. But yeah, it's a pretty cool room. So obviously those displays would have had information on it, and then maybe real-time training information. Up top with a helicopter. So officers, probably the big chief, can get around the map. Has his own pilots, probably do that, which is pretty cool. Okay, we'll head downstairs now, and we'll make our way out to the ground operations area. I'm not gonna lie, the lag is pretty unreal because there is a lot of items in this area, which was the only real issue we actually had on this map. So straight ahead is the ground training facility. It would have been, obviously not got to that stage yet, but essentially that would have been a location where we had theory lessons done, for ground operations training, such as, I don't know, special movements, formations, stuff like that. Anything that would require some theory. Everything was going to be done in game. There'll be no like sort of out game thing. Everything we've done in the game, you'll see. Right, so we'll go to the ground operations HQ, which is over here. So essentially, this was just a place where each detachment, we've obviously got, I showed you the image on the JSOC HQ building, you saw that little detachment. Each area would have their own command. So obviously JSOC HQ was where all the big wigs were, where operations intelligence was, but this would be the ground operations, detachment 1, detachment 2, 3. This is essentially where each little team would have their own little rooms. Obviously they're all just bare bones at the moment, it's just got a few desks in them. But with time, they would have their own flags and what's called paintings and stuff like that. Essentially what they wanted to add to them, they could do what they want essentially, but this is sort of their area where they would sort of role play their sort of briefings down to their men and potentially go out and train and stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool little area. So we'll move now back to SOCOM HQ because this always links up to the HQ, the quick travel point, and we'll make our way over to the medical centre. I'm not entirely sure what's in there. So we've got a medical centre here. So as you can see, it spawns us right here. So this is a location where you can come to and just get healed quickly. If you get injured during training, you need to seriously heal yourself. If you can't do so through the ACAS system, you come to the medical centre. One of the rooms you just walk in, it just heals you, which is pretty cool. It's also a location in which you will pick up your medical kit and equipment. If you can't get it from the Armory, and also a place in which you would do your medical training. So at the time there'll be rooms in here. I think there's a room down here. Let me just double time quick. Yeah, I think it's just this room. This is the room where you spawn if you die. And there's here we go. So we've got an interactive board, which is oh, let's go back around here. I don't think it connected up yet. No, these ones are not connected. But you can see create patient. And there we go. So you can like do training lessons in here with patients. So it's pretty interesting. So we had things going. It was almost there to a pretty. It was about 80% up, almost up and running. The training area anyway. So unfortunately, it's been pretty cool to done. So this is a place where medical lessons would have been done because it can be quite advanced. We're using the advanced ACAS system because obviously we want it to be as realistic as possible. And obviously you can also access the medical vehicle, so anyone who is a corpsman or medical trained individual, this is sort of where they hang out and teach lessons. Okay, so that is the medical centre. Like I said, that's the ground training room over there. There's nothing actually done to that yet. I just plopped the building down. There's just a car park at the back, which hasn't been edited. We will walk to the Armory, which is just over here. As you can see, this entire area has been made in editor. So if you look at a map here, you can see it's just literally just a concrete base area. The only building over there is you can see the hangar in the distance. That's the only building essentially that was placed down in the map file. 29 Palms, but we, myself, edited all this on editor. It took a long time, I'm not gonna lie. The design took a little while. It developed over time. There is a video on, I'll just put a link in the description below, where I was making a HQ building, which is essentially like a command center, which I made. That is what the very first building looked like. But then eventually changed it to this building because it was less laggy of all the items. And I was like a time lapse on that. So if you want to look at that, have a look at that. That was what originally the HQ was going to be for this community. And we changed it to this, and then all this expanded and grew. So here we go, the Armory of JSOC Armory on camp. So this is essentially where, if you're doing any training serials, going to the range, or anything you need to do, you come to the Armory, get your equipment, get that equipment issued, so your uniform you're wearing. Also, weapon systems and radios will all get issued from here. So as you can see here, on these banners, I've made some banners, some recruitment ads throughout the map as well. These are also used on the forums and was going to be used to, you know, boost the community, to advertise, to let us know who we are, what we do. So we've got Swift and Bold there, Rising from the Darkness, and then Adapt and Overcome in the end there. And this is Join JSOC now. It's pretty cool. So you can see we've got pictures there of the first regiment, or whatever it is, the first battalion, team, detachment. I think we named it. One detachment. I remember right now. It's been like 3 years. First detachment essentially. And each detachment would split down and have teams within that detachment. And then they would have their own individual logos. If I can find those, I'll put them on the screen now. But if not, obviously, unfortunately, there's no. I haven't managed to get those. So here is the equipment room. So as you can see, a few of the items have disappeared off the shelves and stuff over time because I think mods are updated. But essentially this is a place you come, get your kit and equipment issued, anything you need for your training serials. Like I said, you can also get medical stuff here as well if need be. So you come to the Armory, get your clothes done, and then go out on your training serial, which is pretty cool. Next door we have the Armory. We'll actually we'll go for this door. We can go for both doors. You see weapons. Obviously, all these images are made on Photoshop, imported into the game to make it interesting. We try to make it as realistic as possible as well. Here we go. Here's the Armory. So we've got all the training photos of the information. So this is why I try to keep everything in game. So if you want information, instead of backing out the game or looking online or whatever, I say, right, run over to the Armory and find out information about that grenade or something like that. Or we do lessons in here. There'll be PowerPoint presentations in certain rooms that individuals would be trained in the game, so they wouldn't have to leave at all. So everything was done like real life, essentially, in some sense. So the Armory here, we have 2 armorers, so allowed for individuals to line up if you had multiple individuals. Lots of weapons have gone off the shelves. Unfortunately, I think it's some mod updates, but some of them have stayed on the racks and stuff, which is pretty cool, as you can see. I'll walk around there now and have a look at some of the weapons on the wall. Sorry. Really slow open Armory door here. It took a lot of time to design all this. A lot of it is just for looks, to make the world look more realistic, which makes it more interesting when you're role playing. When the world looks real, you feel like you're more immersed. We'll go look in this room as well. So back here is the radio collection room. So in here, you come in here and collect your radios from this guy. You scroll on him, you have the Armory on him as well. Unfortunately, it's not working right now, or one of the laptops. And essentially, you just get your kit and equipment off the radios and stuff like that from him issued. Kind of like you would in real life. The radio store is always normally differently located from the actual store. Everything's split down in the military. You normally have like an Armory where weapons are. You have an equipment store where your equipment is, and you normally have the radios in a separate area because obviously accountability, security risks and stuff like that. So everything's sort of split up. It's sort of semi-together here, but they're all split up in their own sort of areas, as you can see, not in just one Armory. Here's just the back entrance, so when they're doing resupplies and whatnot, they can drop off stuff here. Or if you were going out on the ground, you can just bring a vehicle in a back entrance, load it up by grabbing one of these crates, as you can see. You can probably come over here, if I can acre it. Not one of these, but these, for example, interesting drag. So you can fill these boxes up with kit and equipment, load them onto a vehicle, and then take it out on the ground. So keeping the realism as real as possible, with terms of not being lazy, of just trying to use an arsenal and just taking everything out on the ground. It's sort of like you got to fill the load up, do it properly, take ammunition out if you need more ammunition, come back here. So range days, you have to load up the vehicles, take the vehicles over there. Fast travel would be used sometimes, but primarily be used for emergencies in some sense. Okay, so now we're going to make our way down to one of the best locations I enjoyed making, was the JSOC Hall. So essentially the JSOC Hall, we'll see that in a second, is like a massive parade area essentially for people who pass parades, sort of ceremonial areas which happens in real life. Once you finish training, you do a ceremony, or graduation, or pass out parade, whatever you call it, depending where you're from. But this is sort of like the kind of the honorary place of where you can go here and get some information about the community, as you can see here. It's a very American-led community, as you can see. Obviously JSOC is, and SOCOM is American and Canadian, so it was obviously very much American styled off of that design. So more advertisement here today will be different. Join JSOC now. Into the unknown, you can see 2 guys jumping out the airplane there, it's pretty cool. Another one, Into the Darkness, as you can see, and another one over there, not sure, Lead the Way. It's pretty cool. As you can see, got seats here for people to come and watch. Probably not many civilians will be watching because there's probably people in the parade square, but a little parade square here. Up there you can have a little speech from Commander or whoever else is doing information, and this is the JSOC Hall itself. So essentially the plan with this, for this place, was for people who brand new join the community would come here and have their introduction to JSOC essentially, and also another place where we can throw our operational rewards and kind of the award place. You can see got JSOC on the floor. It's pretty cool. You can see again all the little characters, different branches of the community, which we're going to have a look now. So this guy here would have been our 24th Special Tactics Squadron. Over this guy would be the 160th SAW, as you can see. Yep. And it's just like show their uniforms, okay, in some sense. Joint Special Racing Command members. So at the time, this is the amount of members we actually had before we collapsed. But this was just during the setup, really. We had quite a fair few people. So to all those individuals who are watching this video and the guys who were involved, thank you. It was a privilege, and hopefully at sometime in the future we'll come back around and get things going again. But yeah, cheers for being that starter, being involved in the beginning of this community that unfortunately didn't succeed in going through, but hopefully in the future we do. So more information here. We've got some Delta Force guys, so it's just showing uniforms. Pretty cool to be more information on. See detachment 1, so that's the actual. It's not actually multicam, as you can see, it's woodland. See like little mannequins. It's pretty cool area. Got Dev Guru, so multicam there. Got more guys here. What we've got? What's this guy? The Ranger Regiment guys. It's pretty cool, which we designed them to be. And then finally, I think this is Delta Force guys. No, this is the Special Activities Center guys. Cool, interesting. And then once again, like I said, this is the honorary area, so individuals would have best recruit, marksman, aviator of the year, marksman, stuff like that. This information will have stayed on the community forever for people to come in. So previous members, as you can see over there, you can see members who have always been. So the members wall would be full of individuals who'd always been members in this community. That'd be a place where, you know, it's sort of like the honorary place of just like a member, like a museum essentially, in some sense, for the community. So like I said, this is the individual area where individuals first arrive, Joint Special Operations Command, and go through essentially the lessons of the community. This is where like the important briefs happen, so we can fill all these computers with information. We'll do this now. So here we go. So we go to interactions, JSOC instruction. So you can see there's actually a few. I don't know where to start. I'm guessing cover, contents. No Babel interacted, so I don't know what I'm saying. Can we go? That's the cover already, so we go contents. There we go. So look. So who is? So you can see it flicks on the screen here. So this is obviously done by Acre and whatnot. Who is JSOC? Discipline, chain of command, structure, expectations, awards, use of the forum, training pipeline, individual courses and operations. So this is like the training we was slowly developing over time. If we were to go through, let's just have a look at what we got here, because I'm guessing some of you are going to want to see this. So who are we? You can just pause your screens a little bit. The Special Operations Command is a special operations themed unit. JSOC first evolved from called. Oh, so I can't really see that screen fully. There we go. It's evolved from Star Citizen, called Joint Special Operations Command, but then expanded into Arma 3. JSOC operates on both games. JSOC bases tactics, training, equipment, logos, and structure off real-life American and British Special Forces units. It has a very close resemblance with real-life MARSOC and USMC. So there we go. There's the explanation behind this. A lot of this information was led by the individual Lieutenant Colonel Blaine, which was his rank in the game. He essentially had a Star Citizen community, but I was big on Arma. That's how we met. So we kind of decided to develop something on this as well. So warrior ethos. So we got some things here for people to follow: honor, courage, loyalty, integrity, commitment, and selflessness. Some things we want people to follow when we're doing this. So honor. So this obviously goes through each individual warrior ethos. We kind of explain. Kind of just some people, you know, there might be some young community members who obviously need to like learn some info. It's good information for people, really. You know, it's quite a nice thing to lead. So we've got all different ones. We've got courage here. And it just explains each individual one. It's nice and quick. Everyone sort of understands these anyway, but it's just something to teach people if they're not entirely sure about it. Commitment, and these are just the ethos we wanted people to follow. Right, so the ranking structure we had, kind of self-explanatory, just your standard military one. As you see, the badges have changed, obviously based off the USMC, which is the rank structure we wanted to follow. As you see, it's got USMC really influenced this. So see non-commissioned officers, which hasn't changed. It should have. Officer commanders, so that goes from officer cadet, second lieutenant up to lieutenant colonel. You see on the corner there. Structure, so this is the actual structure of the community at the time. So as you can see, here we go, we can actually see some of the logos now. This is the structure, obviously this wasn't finished, this presentation entirely. But at the top there you've got Joint Space Operations Command, which obviously it's not that, it actually was called Joint Special Operations Command. But that obviously needed to change, but I didn't do that at the time. You can see it's got a lot of stars and stuff like that. So this essentially, what we're looking at right now, is the Star Citizen side of things in some sense. But this would have been adapted a little bit over to the Arma 3. So as you can see, you've got SOCOM there, you've got Training Wing there, as you can see right in the middle. Detachment 1, and inside Detachment 1 you had, whatever that is there, I think that's Marine Raiders actually, I think that logo, that blue one there. Then below one was Detachment 1, and then between that you had the 4 squads, Squad 1, 2, 3 and 4, and each squad would be filled with maybe like 8 guys. Coming across you'd have the Air Wing, so each wing you have Cobras, and each individual wing would have its own specific role. So the Bats down the bottom would probably be in charge of reconnaissance, and the ones above it probably be the Devils, probably be bombers, so probably flying Harriers or something, or maybe something more larger fixed wing aircraft. Knights would probably be F-18s. The Mammoth would probably be locating probably helicopters or transport, so probably C3s or C3 Galaxy, C-130s or your Sea Stallions. Going up, you probably had the Cobras. Not too sure what the Cobras were and the Snakes. Well, it's a Cobra and a Dragon. I'm sure the Cobra was to do with probably air-to-air fighting. Actually, the Cobra, I believe that was attack helicopters, I believe. And then one of the Dragons below, I'm not too sure. That might be in the Venoms or something like that. Not too sure. Or the Hueys. Not sure. Crap, it's been a while. Coming right here, you've got the logistics side of things. Like I said, the medical guys would sit in that medical thing, and they've got a medical centre. And below there is logistics. Actually called the Camels of Space at the moment, when it was in JSOC. Or Star Citizen, sorry. Go over here, you have the far left. I can't really make out what it was called, what we call it now, but essentially it's like the PJs, Pararescue Jumpers. And then I've also got a recon unit there in the middle there, which is pretty cool. Kind of based off the, I think that's based off, very similar to the New Zealand recon team or something like that. So quite cool, that's the structure, roughly give or take, of what we was aiming to do. But like I said, not all was done, so a lot of it will still work in progress. So there we go, going through Special Operations Command, explaining each individual factor now. There we go, Det 1. There's a bit better looking at the images now, you can see. Marine Raider Company. There we go, setting with detachment 1, and inside detachment 1 it's squad 1, 2, 3, and 4. Some people are against these sort of like logos having the animals on it, but I thought it was pretty cool just to have a bit more in-depth, you know, a bit more people more connected to their squad and like more competitive. Say this is my squad's better than yours, sort of thing, and it gets people more involved, which is pretty cool. 160 saw. Oh, here we go. This will actually explain it individually. I can't read how much I edited. So here we go. So we got the JSOC, or the 16th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, which obviously changed to 160 saw. This is, like I said, was the Star Citizen side of things, but we were developing to try and make it fit in with the Arma side of things. So we've got medium transport, so light and medium helicopters, heavy transport, heavy helicopters, transport planes, escort, light attack, so attack helicopters are knights. Okay, I got that wrong. The green Cobras were air superior fire attack, fixed wing. Red Devils were air ground attack, attack fixed wing. And then the air reconnaissance was reconnaissance aircraft. So there we go, that explains it. So that was the 6 different departments of the aerospace wing, which would have people to join in the community. Okay, moving on. What we got next? Jesus, let's come to a PowerPoint presentation, guys. I do apologise. Long range reconnaissance platoon, as you can see. The LRRP is a special unit of JSOC deployed ahead of the gathering intelligence and provides support for ground troops. So another aspect where people could join. CSAR, that's the one. So combat search and rescue, like the PJs. Obviously employed in helping the medical guys, and so obviously we'll be sitting with them. We'll probably one of these aviation wings, probably sitting with the, I believe it's the Cobras, something like that, not sure, or Dragons, whatever they were. Moving up to the expectations, so warrior ethos, obviously stuff we were expected for people to join. Awards, one of the things also involved as well, there'll be an award system. This is obviously not done. There'll be lots of service medals people can put on the forums, and also be on the museums outside the sea out there in the game, so people can see this and see your name and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool. So the forums that explains everything there, as you can see. Phase on boot camps, we actually had a forum set up, which obviously now collapsed, unfortunately. Go up to training 1, so this is actually essentially the pipeline that we set up. So for people who joined as a grunt, because obviously this is the only the presentation for the grunts training at the moment, essentially. It might be the next page, might have the other stuff. So phase 1, introduction. So this is the introduction essentially to the training. Small arms phase, weapon demonstration, rifle training, pistol training, combat first aid, radios phase, navigation, and enemy equipment familiarization. We'll go have a look at some of those areas in a minute. Might have to make it as a 2-part video. Jesus Christ, didn't realize how much we had in this. And then we have the next phase to train once you've done that. So there'll be phases to the training people have to do. Could be done quite quickly. Phase 2 individual operator course, so module A, introduction, specialist weapons phases, ground tactics, mobility phases. It's obviously working as a group now, more or less, not just individual. Well, it actually is an individual operator course, but there's some parts of it that you need to work within, sort of ground formations, is working together. In module B, airborne tactics, this is sort of working as a group now. So rappelling, static line jumps, halo jumps, people would be trained in that as well in the game, which is pretty cool. And for this tactics phase, advanced tactics phase, exercise, Spartan Evolve, that essentially will be the very last thing to see. If they've actually taken away information that we've given them, and if we can execute it on a little exercise or operation that we can put for them. So that is it. So that was what we had created so far. Obviously there'll probably be more to it if it was finished. There's only a little 5-6 minute little presentation to kind of give people a rundown of exactly what to expect when they're playing. They're the ones who could leave now if they wanted to, not really interested in what we had to play, but obviously at this point they've already downloaded the mods in game now. But yeah, that's a JSOC Hall. Pretty cool location. Probably one of the best places I enjoy, because the whole building was created by myself out of just wood panels, as you can see. I really thoroughly enjoyed making this building, and it's going to be one of those places, hopefully in the future, if I make another Arma community, that will make something along very similar to this, to have a sort of museum location to put all the awards and roleplay. So that's pretty cool. Right, last place in this general area we're going to have a look at is the vehicle depot. Kind of self-explanatory, so when you get in game, once again, training, we'll go get the vehicles out of the vehicle depot, and this would have a shit ton of vehicles. It looks like some of the vehicles have despawned or mods packs updated and removed them from my thing. So there's a repair shop. You drive in there into one of the bays and it repairs your vehicle. It's really fucked. Or you can do it manually. Next to it, with the fuel points, you have to drive here to refill your vehicle. It will do it automatically and manually. It does do that. Could probably test that a little bit. Around the corner here, I believe this is the ammunition resupply location. Let's go have a look, double check. So you can see we've got lots of Humvees here, lots of pretty SF type vehicles, which are pretty cool. We can use. So here we go, vehicle ammo point, so you can drive into this area and resupply your vehicle, because sometimes it can be a bit of a nightmare to do. So yeah, that is the vehicle depot location. So we head back here now. We've got another quick travel location, Circum HQ. Like I said, everything's connected up. So we will now head over to, I believe, the fixed wing aviation area. So where is that? Aviation HQ. Here we go. Unfortunately, there's no aircraft on the runway at the moment. But here we go, some individuals here. So once again, another building which has all its officers work here. So like the ground operation, they have their own HQs. The ground aviation guys have their own HQ area as well, as you can see. Made the place look as realistic as possible by putting lots of things up. There's an empty room there. Putting lots of signs up, as you can see, photo frames like you would in a real sort of HQ. Just a little room area there. Obviously, this is where people would spawn, as you can see. So this guy is Lucas Holt, one of our individuals. So everyone had their own custom uniforms. As a pilot, you would have all custom uniforms made for you. Double down, so you can see he had his own little badge made from there. That was his call sign, was double down. Joint Special Operations Command, as you can see, and he was British, so we gave him an English flag. This guy here looks like Hydra pilot, so this is just your standard kit for an individual who hasn't made it through training yet completely, but got to the specific training, so they've got that uniform. So they wear their specific uniform. So they go through, pilots would have gone through a basic stage, then gone from their specific aircraft stage, and once they've passed out, they'll get their own uniform. There's a locker room where all the aviation pilots would spawn and they come to this map once they have been trained. And I think that's really it. There might be somewhere upstairs. I'm not entirely sure. We'll go have a look. So here we go. Look, commanding officer, training recruitment. So I was in charge of training recruitment command. That wasn't actually loaded in the HQ. So obviously this is my bag. Was training, was what I was in command of. Was Lieutenant Colonel Blaine was in charge of the entire community. Someone's kicking off, but I don't think there's anything upstairs, so we'll keep it down here. Let's have a little look just in case. Nah, I think we're clear. So yeah, pretty cool area. Like all the paintings on there, makes it look really realistic. Kind of makes the map pop a little bit, as you can see. So Jolly Rogers, I renamed everything to Royal Maces, so we kind of went it all out, really in depth, really detailed. I don't think there is I think we started doing the aviation area, but I don't think it was entirely completed yet. But this is the aviation area for the rotary aircraft. But I don't think we got to that stage of editing that at the moment. So yeah, pretty cool. I don't think there's anything in the hangar either, so we'll move on from here. We'll click back to Circum HQ. So that is essentially the entirety of Camp Victory. So that kind of just goes across the entire map. This is a place where we spawn and do things. I see someone's feet there. Love that. So what we'll do is now we will go and have a look at the. We'll have a look at the Mount Village. I think. Let's go there. We've got Aviation HQ, Jump School. Not sure where Jump School is. We'll have a look at that at some point. Let's have a look at the Mount Village. So frames are now improved. So this is a location where I think the Module 2 happens. Individuals can come here, Mount and CQB classroom. So once again, the location and where, if there's a little bit of fear, we can run down through people information you can see on the board. So when we can, instead of explaining them straight away, trying to explain it to people, because obviously everything in life, if you've done everything, a lot of things you do in life, you do theory first. I don't think that computer actually works. Yeah, it's just a computer. Got some mines over there, be careful them. Just explain some mines and stuff like that. And explosives, so hitting doors. So yeah, I can't think I can go on this either. So this will be a little bit of theory, run us through what lessons we're going to do. So we'll show you, right, we're going to be doing this training serial, and we'll go and do it, go and execute. So first things first, everyone knows kill house 1. We've got 1 kill house. So lessons will be taught, practice areas. There'll be times on these as well for people to do, execute certain timings. To try and compete with other squads. Also be a place where the trainees will go through learning basic CQB skills. Okay, what else we got? Let's go and have a look at the main area down here. So this is the actual Mount Village itself. It's quite a large area, as you can see. It's a Mount town. So not only do we have the individual kill houses over here, which is this area here, which is very specific in training individual CQB skills and team skills. We've got the absolute massive town, which we use on the larger scale for FIBUA, which we call in the British military, which will essentially be used for kind of moving larger scale units, so probably more teams through a kind of built up area, because there is specific ways to do that and specific ways to do it correctly. So that'll be taught there. So I'm going to reset targets here. Obviously not going to work, so there's probably some problems. Reset targets, and you can go in. All the targets are set up, as you can see. And go in, shoot targets. So this is just your basic kill house, as you probably guessed. Same again. All these buildings here, destroyable walls. So all these doors can be knocked down. There's some walls you can see have X on them. Some of these walls can be blown up, doors can be blown through. Once again, we've got another larger warehouse here, which is also used for CQB as well. It's a pretty cool little village that could be really well utilised, which I think was quite nicely designed, laid out. So everything sort of works, it all sort of connects. You know, we got to the point now there was everything available in this one mission, you know, you could possibly think of to train individuals to be probably the best. One of the best armor community guys, soldiers on the ground. There's everything available to make it as realistic as possible. So, as you can see there, Mount and CQB training complex is what this area is called. And obviously you've got this massive building here which can be used for rappelling, training that as well. Right, let's go back to the Circle HQ, and then we'll move on from there. So, here we go. It's a bit laggy here, so we'll move from here, we'll go to the shooting range, have a look. So the shooting range, another location at which trainees would go through their very first phase. Be quite a common place, so there'll be a certain amount of points you need to pass before we're able to move on. As you can see, we can reset targets. Take the binos, have a look so you can just watch them. Obviously there's lots of errors popping up because I haven't played this in a while. But yeah, we can just, let's put that back down. Get rid of that. Put it on the table? Probably not. Put it in my pocket. Okay, and then obviously reset targets. Lane 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 can all be reset individually. So if we shot them, I don't know if it'll work. So we'll have a look. So what lane we got? So we go 1, 2, 3. We'll just try 3. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but it's worth a try. Let's see if I even finish that. Put that away. Reset lane 3 targets. It does work. Look at that. I did have something working. So pretty cool. Okay, let's move on to the next area here. So we have different range of fire drills, marksmanship range, which is a lot longer. I believe from this, I can probably fast travel to different ranges. Yes, we can. Let's go to fire drills 1. So we've got a more advanced individual shoot here. So this is a little bit more different. Instead of just going for standard shooting range, we used a little bit different obstacles. So you move from obstacle to obstacle, different type of setups. This was designed off of SWAT, the movie. If you've seen the movie SWAT, this looks very familiar. You've got the walkway down the middle, and you've got two lanes, and it's literally this is the exact same, pretty much the exact same shooting range as SWAT. I tried to design the best I could. Okay, let's pass back to the rifle range, and we'll go back to the next one. Fire drills 2, another location here. Don't know what the fuck's going on in this place. It's pretty chill, to be fair. Okay, so this is probably more of an individual shooting play. Oh, as you can see, I was editing, got all the things ready to go, obviously not even set up yet. So another fire and drill area of where you'd be moving and shooting. So like go to cone left, cone right, and different colour targets you shoot. So it's another interesting shooting drill to go through for individuals, because it's not all just a target's directly in front of you. Life is different, targets move, so having moving targets and different sort of fine drills makes a better operator. And then mark ship's range, we've seen that, it's just over there. You can see it's just a long shooting range. Alright, back to the HQ. So that's the shooting range. Not much left to look at now, guys. We'll go to the foreign weapons display. That's the medical centre. Actually, no, we'll finish off at the foreign weapons display. We'll go to the aircraft next. Okay, aircraft. Just another mod. This will be used for essentially more close quarter battle, more specific counter-terrorism sort of stuff. Training. CQB on an aircraft. It's not very good. It's just literally as a corridor, essentially. But once again, it's another training thing we can do for individuals to keep it interesting. We don't want to keep it too boring. We want to keep things quite fun and exciting. People can try new stuff out, have fun in the community. Okay, next we will go. Let's have a look at jump school. I'm not too sure. Okay, yep, I did do a jump school. So where are we? Oh, we're by the hangar, the back end. Oh, I know where we are. So the Camp Victory's over there. So another location on the map which was used for the Halo jump school. So essentially, the rotary aircraft will be working around this area, which is obviously not completed yet. They'll bring the helicopters over here, or the aircraft from the aviation wing, which you can see just behind us. There you go, there's a helicopter there, actually. There's the aviation wing there, so not far away. But essentially, this is where you do your jumps training. So you come here, once again, another PowerPoint presentation, which obviously wasn't completed yet, but another place where we'll do a bit of training of what we want to do, explain how we do our jump properly, kind of like you do in real life. You can go here and you get your kit and equipment, I believe, from this laptop potentially. Yeah, set up drop zones, so you can do that. We can just go straight for it and it does it automatically. So if you didn't want people, if you didn't have people to fly you, it's just on a train map on your own, you could do it without people as well. So everything was sort of planned and really thought well through. So it's pretty cool. Really cool place. You can't see that in real life. You've got hangars with like the flags and stuff. So I thought we'll replicate that and put it in game as well. So another cool location for people who qualify as jumps, cool, and instructors can have their own sort of space here as well. And it always looks cool when you have your own little area. Like this is where I'm in charge as people come down here. So it's pretty cool, kind of based off of real life. Right, SOCOM HQ again, and I think we'll go to the presentation area. What haven't we done? Ground Operations done that. I think we've done everything. Last place to look at is going to be foreign weapons display. So this area is, once again, theory lesson, looking at some familiarisation with weapon systems, because when you're in game, you're going to want to point out what is that vehicle. You want to know what the capabilities are. That you can call that. You've got the GLADs with the what's called grenade machine gun on top there, UAZs, different types of T platform tanks, Ka-50, a cooler, 52, sorry, cooler down the back there, SU-25s. Weapon familiarisation is really important, very in real life as well, because obviously identifying different vehicles, if you know they're bad guys, you know, to engage that. Uniforms as well is an important one. So we've gone there very much picking the Russian as the bad guys in our operations here, which mostly normally is the case sometimes, but not always. But it is normally native versus Redfall. So all different weapon systems we can use and identify them. So if you see certain weapons, you know what they're capable of. Make our way up to more large weapon systems, your anti-air, anti-tank, grad launchers, different types of tank platforms. So you know the capability of a tank, what you need to engage it, where to hit it. Tank destroyers, BMPs, BTRs, everything. So this is sort of an area, there'll be a theory lesson on this area. Also identifying aircraft is quite a common one as well. Knowing what the capability of the aircraft is, what we can engage with, information we pass back up the chain of command, through intelligence and through reports, and to give back to chain of command to create a bigger picture. So essentially it was trying to make it think realistic as possible, but also make it quite exciting for people going through the training to come down here and do little lessons, do tests like what is that aircraft, can you name that missile on that aircraft weapon system. So it's pretty cool. So this is the training weapon familiarisation from foreign weapons. Obviously there'll be probably another hangar put next to it of different weapon systems from maybe NATO, such as the Leopards and anything essentially familiarisation foreign weapon systems. So if it's not our own kit and equipment on our own armory and stuff like that, it's a location of which you can go and see practically what kit is what. In real life, you sort of normally do a theory lesson on this, just go through a presentation, you just identify different vehicles. But in this game, and the pipeline, it would have been a kind of a test of a training area. And I believe that is the entire map. Yeah, that's JSOC Camp Victory, the map we was working on. I was working on, sorry, for JSOC. Well, it's fair, it was a few of us. You see it on the board, all the individuals are working towards this community. So JSOC HQ. We'll go into editor now and have a look at the editor, and I'll show you how much crap is in this to cause all this lag as well, but how much it actually took, how much editing, and how many items are down the ground is ridiculous. So we'll go to editor now and have a look and finish there. Right, so here it is, Camp Victory, a little fly around as you can see. Pretty cool little base, to be fair. So now you can see like on a larger scale of essentially the area. All this area here was edited in game, and I'm going to show you now all the items. There we go. It's a lot. It is a lot. It was very, very demanding. It's probably the reason why, you know, it took so long. It was playable to some extent. This area wasn't supposed to be fast-paced, so when you're in this area, you kind of like frames. Obviously, you still want to be smooth, but obviously this area wasn't used for moving quick. But as soon as you moved out of the base, the frames flew up, so it was fine. But there's the base. That is Camp Victory. As you can see, all the lights as well. So we change this. I don't know if this will work on the editor, but it might do. Yeah, it does as well. As you can see, all the lights here on the runways were obviously also designed as well by myself. Put down. Absolute ball ache. Obviously wasn't complete because there's still no runway lights on here, the main runway itself. But yeah, absolutely crazy and how much detail we went into on this map. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to get out there, but people did experience it and it was good fun. But hopefully I'll come back around again and use a lot of this for another community. So if there is any of you out there who are interested, or think it's a good idea to maybe make something Arma Reforger or Arma Free, another community again along the similar lines to this, with lots of detail, the exact same sort of design in some sense, or just following along the same lines of going across a Milsim role-playing community for Arma. If you want me to do that, let me know, and I'm probably going to do it anyway, but just let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the base. Was it cool? Was it too much? Do you think it's missing stuff? But yeah, I'm glad I showed you guys this before. Eventually I might lose it, but I thought I'd get it out there. It's been sitting on my computer for a long time. So it's actually quite nice to showcase all the hard work that was put in by myself and other individuals to create this JSOC community in the past. But yeah, cool. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next one.